Looking at the Alesis Midiverb 4, way back in the 90s, 1995 in fact. Thank you, JJ, for making this in 1995. The Alesis company created a multi-effects device that is focused on reverb, but does a lot more. It does chorus, flanger, delay, everything that really matters from an effects level, aside from distortion. So perfect for keyboards, perfect for voice, ambient. You can make basically a pad out of any sound you have with this device. This is an expansion or spin-off from the Quad Reverb, which is a legendary device from Alesis. And these were really marketed towards like home studios and small studios. Of course, like Lexicon and other companies had richer and potentially more robust devices available. But the idea of the Midiverb was it was incredibly affordable, and today it's even more affordable. I found this one for $50, and of course I have to replace the on-off switch, but nonetheless it is a huge amount of tactile reverb in a rack mount device that I think is hard to beat even today. And so it comes with a whole set of presets, and of course you can affect them as much as you want. I think, the presets are all very good. One thing to note, though, is that the output levels are very different between the presets. And so there is like an auto leveling selection you can do by hitting the right two keys or buttons on the upper row of buttons, and that will allow you to kind of let the input drive how much output it gets. But still, it does feel like if you're swapping from track to effect to effect, the sound level changes dramatically. Of course, you're not going to do that in real life, but it's just something to know. And just as a reminder, this is what the patch sounds like out of the box from the K1. The presets are good, but you can edit any one of these effects and make your own. And they're actually quite rich in the way that you can change things. So depending on the type of effect you're playing with, you can change many different parameters. So if you're dealing with a chorus, you can do certain things. If you're dealing with a reverb, you can do other things. But no matter what, you can change things like the cutoff, the delay, the amount of reverb, and some of the effects out of the box are a little bit heavy. Like everything sounds like a pad, but I do think you can get some great stuff out of it if you edit it. And the cool thing is you can turn it on with your foot switch. You can affect some of these parameters with your MIDI, which is also really great. And this is the third Alesis Midiverb that I've purchased. I bought one back in the 90s when these were new and hot, and it was at the time, probably one of the biggest investments I made in my quote-unquote studio at the time, but really helped make and shape good sound. I bought one again in the late 2000s to fit out my home studio at the time. Never really used it too much because I was much into doing everything through a DAW. But now as I come back to playing more and more with physical equipment, I had to buy another one here in Germany because I sold everything thinking that my American equipment would work over here. So it's a really nice item to have, and for very little cash outlay, you can have a lot of good effects. And really, it's like a super simple device that you can kind of pick up and learn how to use in a day. I think the one nuance is being able to just like adjust the level of reverb you're getting out of it, so that you can go from the presets, which are basically like turning everything to a very ambient pad, to just giving you that like slight amount of edge that you want, which I think is easily attainable by editing the patches. Every piece of gear out there, but I do think that for the money, some of these non-linear reverbs that you get out of the Midiverb are pretty astounding. They're cool effects. Yeah, you're not going to use them every day, but when I first heard these, they were incredibly captivating back in the 90s, and I think really it is something that is underserved in our digital audio workstation world that we live in today, to have really cool tactile effects like this. So if you're listening this long, I do request that you like and subscribe this video. I am happy to show you more about how this device works, and I do think that showing how MIDI actually plays into the device is important. When this came out, I think most people were like, yeah, the quad reverb's great, why do I need MIDI? But it does allow you to do a little bit more. And then I also should show off how the foot switch works to enable you to kind of like turn off and modulate some of the sounds, because that does give you a whole other amount of dynamic control over the tone you're putting out. So do like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Take care.